How's it going, family? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we have a lot to dig into today regarding Lillian Finance. We made a video a couple of days ago talking about a Twitter space that was coming up where the development team would finally break their silence, finally tell us all the holders and speculative folks who are interested in following Lillian Finance about what's going on. They were coming out to tell us, breaking their silence about what actually transpired to cause Lillian Finance to be delayed. Notice I said delayed, not canceled, but delayed from being listed on Coinbase. So I had the opportunity to attend that space that happened a couple of days ago in early January 2023. I want to make sure I say that because we just left 2022. So it's easily, it was right on that cusp, right after we got into the new year, guys. So we want to keep everybody honest with the timeline here. But I had the opportunity to attend that Twitter space that was done. And for the record, I want to say this because I heard it's mentioned on YouTube, and I want to set the record straight. I'm not defending Lillian Finance, but we got to be truthful and we have to be objective and state the facts where the facts lie. Now, there was something that was said. I'm not going to name the YouTuber or whatever. I'm not trying to start anything or anything of that nature, but we have to correct the incorrect information that was given. It was said that the Twitter space was started or was never started. It was just put there or possibly started and then ended 2 minutes later, and the development team didn't say anything about what transpired. That's not accurate. What actually happened was they were having some technical difficulties with the Twitter space. So the original Twitter space that had been started, they canceled that one and established a new Twitter space, and they sent out communication through all forms of social media so that everyone who wanted to join could join. So I want to set the record straight on that, because if we're going to bring the news, we got to be objective and we got to state the facts, nothing but the facts. Now, we got that out the way. Now let's get back into the meat and potatoes of this Twitter space, because guys, it was a juicy one. Not only did the developers go into details in regards to breaking their silence on what transpired to cause a delay in Lillian Finance being listed on Coinbase, they also dropped something on us to tell us about a few changes that are being made at the top in terms of the development team, some shifting around of some responsibilities. And we'll get into that when it's time, guys. And then last but not least, they kind of laid the roadmap in terms of what's coming, and a couple of other changes in terms of momentum that's going to be going on now that the dust has settled on that December 9th date where Lillian Finance was not listed on Coinbase and delayed in terms of what happened. Now, before we get into these details, I got to do it, guys. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel because we want you to continue to stay in the know, I like to call it, abreast of all crypto news that's coming out about projects that we follow here on the crypto stream that we believe that need to be in your wallet to make you and your family a millionaire. All right, guys. Now, let's jump into this. I'm over here at the Lillian Finance website because I want this to be showing in the background why I articulate this, guys, because we're gonna connect the dots here and let you know what's going on. So first and foremost, the Twitter space, it kicked off with a few apologies being made by members of the development team. That includes Cody, that includes a lot of other people too as well, Brad Beatty himself and things of that nature. One of the things that was said was in regards to apologies for amping up and hyping up the listing of Lillian Finance on Coinbase. Now, the development team was very adamant and very intentional, unequivocally stating that, listen, we are not backing down on what we said. Lillian Finance is going to be listed on Coinbase. Y'all can go out there and FUD all you want to. We're going to be listed. However, the reason why it was not listed on December 9th was not due to the listing being fake or anything of that nature. In fact, it was due to a technical issue. Now, the development team didn't go into any further details about what technical issues meant, but this is not uncommon. If you've been around crypto a while, you will know that oftentimes there are technical issues that prevent cryptocurrencies from being listed on centralized exchanges during the date that they may have announced. So that's that. That's what they said. It took them a while to come out and state those things because they needed to get clearance from their legal team and clearance in terms of what they could say, right? Because they are under, things like NDAs and all these other things, right? After all, they are working on a medical blockchain, guys. So it's some highly sensitive things that are going on. And then in the medical industry in general is highly sensitive in nature with that regard. Now, as we continue to move along, I'm just looking at my notes here. As we continue to move along, they mentioned that Coinbase is going to be the one to announce the date and the new time, the new date and the new time in which Lillian Finance will be listed. So as you can see, the development team did not say anything to cause me, us here at the crypto stream, or anybody out there, if they were being objective in their minds, to believe that the listing was fake, they've been duped or scammed, because no money was transacted. So I mean, what kind of scam would be orchestrated? That wouldn't make sense. But I digress. Like I said, we made a video, other videos that dive into greater detail about this whole debacle with what happened with Coinbase. Y'all should subscribe. Go take a look at those videos. Everything will become clear for you in your mind, so you can be at ease that, hey, this seems to be the real deal, guys. Now, one of the things that they reiterated during the Twitter space as well, they meaning the developers, they reiterated was the fact that, listen, we were told we were going to be listed. We got special permission. We are different. We are a 501c3 organization. We're associated with the 501c3 organization. I want to make sure I clarify that, because you got Lillian Finance, which is the crypto side of the house, and you got Lillian Bay Foundation, which is the foundation nonprofit 501c3 side of the house. Two different companies, but they are integrated together because the same people that are on the development team are some of the same people that sit on the board over the Lillian Bay Foundation. And not only that, proceeds that are raised through transaction fees on the crypto side of the house, which is the finance, Lillian Finance side of the house, is used to pay for surgeries for the children over in the Lillian Bay Foundation side of the house. So I want to make sure I clarify that, because we don't want to mislead anybody in any kind of way. We're being objective in what we say. Now, to move on from that, we transition to the fact that there were some people that were being banned in Telegram. So they addressed the elephant in the room in terms of a lot of people being banned in the Telegram. Now, that may have raised some red flags, in particular because, oftentimes, people go into telegrams as a part of doing their own research, right? You go into the telegram, you pay attention to the vibe, the mood that's going on in the scene there. You pay attention to people asking the development team questions. And oftentimes when projects are scams, the developers don't want to answer questions. They don't want to answer the tough questions. They immediately ban people for just saying the wind blew to the left, or I saw the bird fly to the right. They're banned, and they're no longer having a voice in that telegram to be able to communicate with the development team. So this was a little bit different. The development team, after that whole debacle with Coinbase happened, and Lillian Finance not being listed and being delayed, I'm going to keep saying delayed because we need to hammer that point home. Not canceled, not a scam. It's going to be listed, but Coinbase is going to announce when it's going to be officially listed. Now, going back to this point, when that happened and that December 9th date did not occur, or the date occurred, but when the listing did not occur and it was delayed, a lot of people were angry, including potential investors, but more so investors that invested in the currency for the sole purpose of it being listed on Coinbase, right? It is a cryptocurrency. So you have people that are called day traders, right? They come in, or degens, they come in, they just want to make a quick buck and keep it moving. They ain't trying to care about what the incentive is in terms of long holding on to the cryptocurrency long term, or any of the utilities that the cryptocurrency has to bring to market. They just want to flip their money to make a quick buck in and out, and they're done. Those folks got mad. And then you also had some legitimate investors who care about the project. They were really just asking some tough questions and asking legitimate questions. Some of those people, unfortunately, got caught in the crossfire because the mod team, the folks that were the administrators over the Telegram, they were just banning folks left and right. Because as you can imagine, explicatives were flying everywhere, threats were flying everywhere, all of these things, and people's their tempers were hot and their emotions were running pretty elevated, and rightfully so, guys. I mean, there was a lot of hype that was put on Coinbase listing Lillian Finance no later than December 9th. And that was why the development team, they apologized to all of the holders and all of the community about amping up and hyping up the listing, not realizing that things could occur that would cause it to be delayed, like a technical delay, which is exactly what happened. So going back to this whole Telegram ordeal or debacle, the development team mentioned that what they were going to do was they were going to actually do something very noble to prove to the community that they don't have any ill will. They are a legitimate cryptocurrency and they love everyone. They unbanned everyone, not a single person that was banned as of November 3rd. So November 23rd. So as of if you were banned November 23rd onward up into the time that the Twitter space was held, then your account was unbanned and you were welcome with open arms to come back into the Telegram for Lillian Finance. and ask whatever questions. In other words, the development team was trying to prove to the community and potential holders that, listen, we are not a scam. We did not boot people from Telegram because we were afraid to answer the tough questions. We didn't do that. It was just hot and heavy up in here. Tempers were flaring. We had to do something. And unfortunately, the moderation team that was in the Telegram, they were doing the best they can to keep up with all this stuff going on. So they were just banning left to right, banning left to right. And so, unfortunately, good people got caught in the crossfires. And so, the developers did again what they like to do best. Anytime they have a mess up, anytime they have a slip up, they right the wrongs. And this is what they did here. They righted their wrongs in terms of allowing the people that got banned to get back into the Telegram. Now, up to this big announcement that was made in terms of some changes in responsibilities on the development team side of the house. Now, Barney, as you know, has been responsible for helping Lillian Finance to attract these centralized exchanges, and he's been very intimate and integral in terms of having Lillian Finance and championing for Lillian Finance to be listed on things like Coinbase, and then this mystery second top tier one exchange that we don't know who it is yet, but they should be announcing pretty soon when they are ready to announce. Notice I said when they announce, not the development team. But Barney made the announcement that he will be stepping down from actually overseeing that side of the house. But he's not stepping down as a developer on Lillian Finance's development team. I want to be clear about that because I don't want any FUD starting. Let me be clear. Barney is stepping down in terms of the responsibilities on getting Lillian Finance listed on exchanges. He will no longer be overseeing that. But here's the good news, guys. The good news is Lillian Finance, they are actually bringing in a dedicated team of individuals who we don't know who they are yet. I'm sure there will be some future communications coming out, whether it be an AMA or whether it be some kind of Twitter space or official communications. Let's put it that way. Will be coming out pretty soon here to introduce us to those individuals. It's going to be a team of individuals that are going to be solely dedicated to exchanges. So this will allow Mr. Barney here, this will allow Barney to now focus on continuing to build out the blockchain, the medical blockchain for Lillian Finance. This is bullish, guys, very bullish, because that means that now you got more hands in the kitchen, more chefs in the kitchen. You can cook more food, get more things done for the holders, which are you and I. That is very bullish, guys. So again, yes, there was some news made that Barney will be, kind of ridding himself from the responsibilities of the exchanges, but he is going to ensure that it's transitioned appropriately into a new team of individuals and not just one person. Because Lillian Finance, it is growing, guys. They have the foundation side as well. So as you can imagine, they got to do everything above board. Now, I name dropped here a lot, and this is the reason why I want to go to the website, because you need to know the people that are on the development team. Now, they don't have any images here. That's going to be something that I probably petition to the development team there to kind of improve on. It just makes it a little more professional, guys, having your photos there. But you are able to click here on their bio, their Twitter handles to learn some more information about them. But however, these are the members of the team here at Lillian Finance. You got Brad Beatty. He's CEO of Lillian Finance. Brad Beatty is actually the father of Sweet Lillian, who inspired the whole project to be founded, both the foundation part and the crypto side. And then you got Barney Wicker. This is the individual that I was talking about. So his official role, his official title is Chief Technology Officer. That's what CTO stands for, Chief Technology Officer. He's still going to be the chief technology officer, but he's going to actually start doing technology stuff, which means helping to develop the blockchain. And then you got Stephen Farber, who is the chief marketing officer. He's the person that is responsible for things that come out from the communication side of the house for Lillian Finance. And last but not least, you got Cody Glenn, guys. Cody Glenn, he is the lead developer for Lillian Finance. Now that I've told you and caught you up with what transpired on the Lillian Finance Twitter space, let us switch gears because I want to give you a bonus, guys. I want to cover some pricing action because Lillian Finance has been doing a thing in those crypto streets over the last couple of days here. Now, let's switch gears, guys. Let's go over here to DEX Tools. Look at Dex2s, we can see that Lillian Finance, according to Dex2s, over the last 24 hours is down about almost 1.82%, about 1.8%, almost 2% there. Let's call it there, sitting at 90's 1522 level. And we can see that, Lillian Finance yesterday, they were actually up on the day. I want to say they were up about 8 to 10% on the day. So we saw a nice little pop in price yesterday. Now we can see that we are climbing out of this hole that was dug. Like I said, we are objective here at the crypto stream. We're going to call it what it is, guys. After that December 9th date passed and the price dropped all the way from 90's 4382 level all the way down to the 90's 1290. We ready to give back that zero, guys. But you know what? We climbed our way out, traded sideways for quite a couple of days there, and we're climbing our way back up, which tells me this trading sideways tells me that Lillian Finance is just waiting on the next catalyst, guys. That's what's going on here. We're sitting at about $1 million and some change in total liquidity, which is good. Last 24-hour volume, which means buys and sales, is about $13.6 thousand, and we're looking at almost 12,000 holders, which is a far cry from the 9,000 and change that we were at before Coinbase was announced that it would be listing Lillian Finance by the development team. Now, I want to give you a treat here because we always like to give you guys a bonus here on the Lillian, not on the Lillian, but on the Crypto Stream channel. We love to give you a bonus because you are watching our channel. So we got to throw some education in there for you guys to feel like you got your money's worth, if you will. Now, let's go over here to this tool, and this tool is called Geico Thermal. Some people may call it Gecko. I'm from the South. I'm going to call it Geico. Well, I think we need to call it Gecko because there's no I there. So I'm going to correct my own self there, but it's called Gecko Terminal. This is similar to the Dex2's website that I show you here, but I like it because it just gives you a different little flavor. It gives you a little bit of eye candy in terms of the GUI, the graphical user interface of how they present data to you to do your research. Now, we can see the price is still the same here, 1526 level after the 90's. Looks a little higher than Dex2's, but we're going to roll with it, guys. You see here, you can see everything at a glance. So as of the last 5 minutes here, Lillian Finance is up almost 0.5%, a little over 0.5%. Over the last 15 minutes, it's about the same. Last 30 minutes, it's about the same. Last hour is down about 0.27%. Last 6 hours, and you get the gist here. This is what I like. It shows you the number of transactions that have occurred based on what you filtered for. So we've got it filtered for 24 hours. So over the last 24 hours, 39 transactions, 18 buys, more sell than buys, hence a decrease in price. Trading volume, as I mentioned to you before, $13.6 thousand. Now, this is showing you the price again. This is showing you those transactions by wallet, etc. Now, what I want to do now is show you the overall crypto market, guys, because the crypto market had been sending yesterday. We're a little bit tracing down. We're retracing a little bit, but guys, we have been sending. If you look out at the grand scheme of things, they always say in crypto, when in doubt, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. What does that mean? Okay, I'm glad you asked. What it means is you may look at the micro details like in the now or right now, what's going on. But to really see the trend of where things have come from or are going, you need to zoom out. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go back over here. We can see that over here on CoinMarketCap, global crypto market cap sits at around $853.84 billion. We'd like to see that number get up there back to around that $1 trillion price point. That's where we like to move, like to see, to know that we about to move and shake in these crypto streets, guys. And if we look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, two movers and the shakers in the crypto space, Bitcoin is above that level. It had been hovering at so long, guys, that $15,000 range. We're up there 17,000, and at one point we were close to kissing that $18,000 range for Bitcoin. Ethereum is around $1,300. So as you look at this over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is up almost 0.5%. Ethereum is up about 0.25%. Now, this is the part where I say zoom out. Zooming out. Now, normally when people say zoom out when in doubt, or when in doubt, zoom out, they're talking about a chart, technical analysis, looking at a chart. But I'm saying it in terms of looking at the price point that we've seen over the last week. So we look at the last week, Bitcoin is up almost 5%. That's what I mean by zoom out. So if you just focus in on the narrow now over the last 24 hours, you say, well, wait a minute. Why is Bitcoin on a tear? Bitcoin only has gone up about 0.5%. Yes, but if you zoom out, to a week period, you'll see Bitcoin is actually run close to 5%. That is substantial for Bitcoin having a high market cap. And Ethereum is the same song and dance. You look at just the 24-hour period, you may say, well, Ethereum only went up 0.25%. But if you zoom out to a week period, you'll see that Bitcoin actually went up to almost 11%. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the crypto stream. As I mentioned to you before, Lillian Finance, to recap, Lillian Finance, they had the whole Twitter space. They told us some news. They broke the silence on what happened that caused Lillian Finance to be delayed from being listed on Coinbase. And now we know it's due to a technical issue. We don't know the nitty gritty, but we know it's at least due to a technical issue and that it still will be listed to be announced from Coinbase. Will it be today? Would it be next week? Would it be tomorrow? The world will never know because Coinbase is going to announce it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Crypto Stream, guys. If you like what you heard, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and drop some comments down below too and let us know your thoughts on what we talked about in terms of crypto news when it comes to Lillian Finance. And last but not least, don't be shy, guys. Subscribe to the channel. We'd love to welcome you with open arms into the Crypto Stream family. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll come to you guys again when breaking news comes out, which I believe is going to be real soon.